Well, hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we've got my February bullet journal plan with me video. And before we start with February, I wanted to actually give you a bit of an update from my 2019 setup. So I added a little travel log in the beginning of my bullet journal where I can go and color in the countries that I get to visit this year. And additionally, I added a 2019 wish list and also a 2019 travel bucket list. Those are the two pages that I've sort of added to my 2019 setup. Also, I might still say the wrong year a bunch of times, so do forgive me, but that's just how it's gonna be. So, getting on to February, I decided to have a little bit of a fun collage moment on this extra page that I had on the left. I have a bunch of leftover pictures from last year and some other pictures that I printed off, as well as some wrapping paper, some really cute wrapping paper from Christmas that I still have left over that I always love to keep to recycle. And I decided to do a little cute little montage that kind of fit the color aesthetic sort of this month. So I stuck these in, I kind of cut them in interesting shapes, and then had a little fun with my collage. This is, again, if you remember my 2019 setup and resolutions, I kind of wanted to be a little bit more scrapbooky with my bullet journal and do some more collages and stuff like that. So this is me trying. So I added some little doodles around the pictures and stuff like that, and that was kind of how I left it. And then for my title page, I went in and wrote out February in cursive. And I decided this month that the theme was going to be lily pads. It's a theme that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I kind of just never got around to doing it, but I thought it'd be the cutest little theme for a month ever, so I'm very excited that I'm finally getting around to do it. So I used the kind of accent colors of pink and a minty light green as lily pads, are green, and then you've got the flowers that are pink, and I thought it'd be quite interesting to have two colors that I can kind of go back and forth with. So I kind of drew out a bunch of lily pads, and the easiest way to draw one is just to draw a circle and then draw where you'd like the sort of Pac-Man mouth to be, and then round the corners. And that's kind of how I was doing my lily pads everywhere. It's such an easy thing to draw as well. It's such an easy theme to start off with if you're very new to doodling and bullet journaling. Definitely something I recommend to try out is easy, doodles, and lily pads are definitely very easy to doodle. So if you feel like you might struggle with drawing and doodling, definitely give this one a whirl, and you might surprise yourself. So I just kind of did this title page, very simple. I drew out a little border and drew out a bunch of lily pads spread out across as if you were looking down on a pond, looking at it from above, and I drew some flowers here and there, and I kind of colored in my lily pads with my Mildliner in green, and then I used my Tombow dual brush pen in pink to kind of color in all of the pink accent colors and also the lily pad flowers. And as per usual, I'm using my Art & Fly Fineliners for pretty much everything. As you guys know, they are amazing and they don't bleed whatsoever with anything, so they're my go-to for everything. I then, of course, added a little monthly little overview at the top. I always like putting these on the title page. I think they look really nice. I also thought it'd be really nice if I did some sort of interesting coloring throughout this bullet journal theme. So when I was coloring in all my lily pads, I was trying to purposely color outside of the lines, but in a way that it looks like the coloring was shifted a little bit to the side, and it actually ended up looking really cute and artsy. So that's kind of a way that I've been trying to spice up my doodles and make them look a little bit more interesting. So when I go and color them in, I try to like shift the color to the side a little bit, and I think it ended up looking quite cute, so I'm proud of that. And then, of course, as I said, I went in with my pink Tombow brush pen and just very lightly added some pink to all the flowers, because I know they have some white bits as well, so I kind of just added some hints of pink in there. And then used the same Tombow brush pen, but I used the thinner tip to add a little bit of a pink drop shadow to my title. And I also love how well these two colors go together. They're probably one of my favorite color combos, pink and green. I think they look so sweet together, and I'm very happy that it's a color combo that I can use for this month. So that was it for my title pages. I think they ended up looking very cute. I realized the collage page doesn't really match that much to the color scheme, but I think it ended up looking really nice either way. So I'm very happy with both of them. So for my monthly spread, I of course use my usual 5x5 square grid for the days of the month, and people keep asking me, is it 5x5 centimeters or millimeters? It's just 5x5 squares on a dotted bullet journal. It doesn't really matter how you do it, honestly, but because I'm using a Leuchttrum dotted notebook, it's 5x5 in my notebook. But 5x5 is a very good, easy measurement, and it should fit nicely with any notebook that you're using. So after doing my grid, I added a little stripe of pink for the days of the week, and used the same Tombow brush pen to kind of add the title February at the top. So after adding the title February with the same Tombow brush pen, I went in with a Fineliner and added a little black drop shadow. So it's basically the polar opposite of the title page font that I used. So I think it's a nice little contrast, and I think it looked very cute as well like this. It's I've been trying to experiment with some titles and different drop shadows. So I have seen Amanda Ridgely do this one a lot, adding like a Fineliner drop shadow to her letters. And I really like it when she does it, so I've been trying that out. So of course, as per usual, I added my monthly goals section and my YouTube planning section over there. This is generally where I write all the tasks and things that I want to get done this month. And the YouTube planner is where I write all the videos that I'm planning on making and posting that month. And the highlighter set that I was using just then is the Stabilo Bic, I think they're Bic, the Stabilo Swing Cool highlighter set. My sister actually gave them to me for Christmas, and they're so nice. They're like a pastel set from the Stabilo highlighters, and they're not bright, they're not too bright, but they're like a pastel color, and the green one is actually so nice and like minty colored, so I thought it'd look really nice to highlight the top row of every box. And then I doodled some lily pads around all these little sections that I've drawn out, and I think it ended up looking so adorable. It's nice to like draw them out sporadically, so it kind of looks like you're again still looking down on it, like it was a pond or something. I think it would have been cute to draw like a little frog here and there, but I wanted to keep it quite simple, and I didn't want to risk it by having to draw a frog, so. And after I sketched out all those lily pads, I went in and just added the borders for my monthly goals and my YouTube planner, just kind of working around the lily pads. And I think that added a nice sort of, layout to the page. And then of course it was time to go in and color all these lily pads. And after I did that, I of course colored in all my little extra, bits that weren't as important with the Stabilo highlighter in a minty green. And that was pretty much it for my monthly spread, guys. I added the days of the month later on off camera, but that's pretty much how it looked like. And heading off to my next double spread, which is my habits and expense tracker. So you guys know that for the past couple of months I've been doing my habits tracker by just drawing out the days of the month or the whole month for every single habit, but I actually missed drawing my little icons for my habits, so I thought I'd go back and just remind myself of how cute the little icons were. So I drew out basically a little icon that represents each habit that I want to track and then I wrote down the days of the month all down on the column on the left, as well as the day of the week that they correspond to, because it helps me keep track of what day is which in the month, if that makes any sense. So then basically how this works is I will use a pink pen to just draw a little circle on the habit that I've managed to fulfill for each one of those days. And then of course I drew a bunch of lily pads around all of these habits, and I drew at the top a little lily pad as if we were looking at them from below. I think it's something a little cute as well, and it kind of changes things up a little. And I kind of just gave you guys a little rundown of how it would look like if I fulfilled a tracker, like a little example. And then of course using my zero Mildliner to color in all the lily pads. So for the expense tracker, again, kept it very, very similar to, not similar, actually identical to all the other ones that I use. As you guys know, I'm not one to change my expense tracker because it's such a simple formula that always works. So why change a running formula, you know? I keep it the same every single month. I just have a column for my money coming in, a column for my money going out, and then just a bigger column for the description of what it is. So I used my Tombow dual brush pen in pink to highlight the top bar, and then I used, of course, my Tombow dual brush pen in grey to do the alternating lines on this chart. I always love doing this. It gives it a very professional look, and it's a lot easier to track the line when you're looking for something specific. So it's a very nice hack. So that is it for my habits and expense tracker. I think it ended up looking adorable. And with all that said and done, it's time to go on to the first weekly spread. So I used my brush pens to kind of write out all the days of the week in calligraphy. And I am using my brush pens from, actually, let me double check where they're from. They are the Bouquet. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly. I probably am not. But I got these from like a retailer online, and I'll link them down there in the description, of course, for you. They're very, very good. And they've got a huge range of sizes. I used the medium size, I think. And after I did that, I kind of drew out a little lily pad. That's a tongue twister. After each one of the days of the week, which is where I'm going to be adding the day of the month for every day. It's a cute little design that I thought would look adorable, and I of course added some more lily pads on every other empty space that I could possibly find. And then of course I just added a little box over at the end that I blacked out and used my white jelly roll pen later to write in for my weekly tasks and goals. I always have one like that. I find it very useful because sometimes I know I want to get something done that week, but I don't know in which day I want to put it in. If that makes any sense, like I don't know what day I'm going to be able to do it, but it's a task I need to get done that week. So I find that extra box very, very useful. It's also like a little rundown of all the tasks that I try to get done in the week, and then I just kind of start slotting them into the days that I know I'll have some free time to do them. I hope that made sense. I find them very useful. So of course I then added some pink here and there And I got these cute little stickers from a Korean stationery shop on Etsy that have like the days of the week and stuff. And I, of course, just added the days of the week for February. And after leaving some pages for the rest of the weeks, I did a little one-page spread for my YouTube and life planner. I find these pages also very, very helpful because it's where I plan out some videos and take notes for things that sometimes I know I'll forget. So I also use it a lot for my shop when I need to remember something. So this page is also very useful. And of course, just added some lily pads here and there, and I think it ended up looking adorable. And with that done, that was the end of my February setup and plan with me. I'm just giving you guys a little run through of all the spreads that we did today. And I think this is probably one of my favorite themes that I've ever done my whole time bullet journaling. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I hope you guys liked it as much as I did. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye bye!